Hello. So today I got a package in the mail. Looks like it's been sat on. But yeah, I got a package in the mail. I bought a Game Boy Advance from Japan on eBay, and yeah, I like a couple days ago or something, I bought a Game Boy Advance from Japan. It actually arrived quite quickly, but I'm gonna open the package, and I'm gonna get out my Game Boy Advance. Where can I open it? Oh, I can open it here because there's like the tape and stuff. Let's cut this bit, make an incision here. The seal has been broken. I can now open the package. That didn't open very well. Oh, we got some newspaper. I want to save the newspaper. Let's try to keep the newspaper intact. But here we got here's the Game Boy. I paid about like $40 for this thing, which for a Game Boy Advance is actually quite cheap, and there's a reason for that. It's not that this Game Boy Advance doesn't work, it's just that it kind of needs to be restored a bit. But let's get that open so we can take out the Game Boy Advance. There we go. It doesn't have a battery door, but I bought a battery door, and that's in a different package. Yeah, it is, as you can see, it is quite dirty, which I will fix at some point. I'll clean it up, but it said that it does work. I got two batteries right here, and let's put the batteries in, and we're gonna test it. Yes, it does indeed work, but it said that some of the buttons didn't really work all that well. Like, some of my other Game Boys have that, where you have to press down the button really hard in order for it to basically register the button press. But there is a fix for that. It involves cleaning the button membranes and the button contacts, and then it works, usually works a lot better. But so let me I'm gonna go get a game, and we're gonna test it out further. Alright, I got my game. I got Mario Kart Super Circuit. Let's put it in. Hold on. It's a bit odd. The power switch is a bit wonky. But let's play. So yeah, the buttons are a bit, they're a bit wonky. They only really work if you press down really hard. Let's see, look, I'm pressing down normally, and it's not doing anything, but if I press down really hard, it only then does something. But there is a fix for that. Let's play as Toad. Let's play Peach Circuit. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to play because the buttons don't quite work properly. So yeah, that's basically the main problem with this thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and disassemble it right now, to try and fix the problem with the buttons. Alright, so yeah, I got my screwdriver bit. And we can start to remove the screws. Oh, this screw is very crusty. Look at that. This Game Boy probably hasn't been cleaned in years. So yeah, I'm going to... Is there even a screw there? Oh yeah, there is. Just so crusty that it isn't really... There we go. Now we have all the screws removed. The label actually looks to be in pretty good condition. But let's remove the thing. Let's have a look at the motherboard. The motherboard isn't in too bad shape. Actually, there doesn't look to be any sort of corrosion on the battery contacts, so that's quite good. What is that? Is that part of a... That's part of a sunflower seed. That's part of a sunflower seed, I think. So that means someone was probably eating sunflower seeds or something, and then it somehow got inside of the Game Boy. Does it have any seasoning on it, other than the dust that's probably been there for like 10 years? No, I don't think it's seasoned at all. It might just be a normal sunflower seed. It's just part of the shell. I'm gonna put that there. But yeah, the motherboard and the cartridge pins and everything else are actually in really good condition. Got some screws that we need to take care of. There's this screw right here, which is a Phillips head screw. You can just go ahead and unscrew that now. Just put that there. And then there's this screw right here, which is also a Phillips head screw. And then I think we can just remove the motherboard. There are no more screws. And, oh, there's also... Let me take these trim pieces out. I'll probably clean those later. But there is a ribbon cable here. I'm just going to go ahead and detach the ribbon cable. Hold on. I finally got it undone. We can... Oh, I just got a strong whiff of cigarettes. So that might actually be what that, like, what that weird, like, discoloration on the, like, shell might be. It's, yeah, and then there's some there. Yeah, I think that might be, like, cigarette dust or something. Which, obviously, we're gonna need to clean, because, yeah, I'll just set this bit aside for now. Ooh, look, there's a ton of dust in the speaker. It was brown. And there's also some on the button membranes. Button membranes, honestly, that makes sense why it doesn't really work all that well, because you can see that the button membranes are very worn down. So you can just give it a scrubbing with like isopropyl alcohol or something, as well as scrubbing the button contacts too. And that should make it work better. So I'm gonna go take my... Oh, and there's also the start and select button ones. The contacts look to be in reasonable condition, but I'm still going to clean them. So, I'm going to go get some alcohol, and yeah, I'm going to clean them. Got some alcohol. I'm just going to pour a small amount into the cap. This bottle of alcohol is almost empty. That should be enough right there. I'm gonna Set the bottle of alcohol aside. But now we have a thing of alcohol right here that we can use to clean the contacts and probably that crusty looking speaker. So I'm just gonna clean them. Might wanna, you can use a bit of force when cleaning it, because that will help get off like all the dust and stuff. Yeah. Now, I'm going to use the other side. I'm going to use it to clean the buttons. Not the buttons, the button membranes. And you just go like that. Or you can see all the like sort of dust on the button membranes that you're like washing away basically. And that dust on top of the button membranes is a factor in what's keeping it from like working properly. But yeah, you just clean them and then you just let them dry for a bit. Now it's time to go a bit deeper. I'm probably gonna clean that crusty speaker. I have to clean it. So I'm gonna use the other side to avoid contaminating the speaker with this side of the Q-tip. Not that it's gonna matter because the speaker is already filthy. Oh, listen to that. Oh, let me put it up against the microphone. Yeah. That's the sound of this. Oh my goodness. That is filthy. Absolutely nasty. It looks like poo on the top of that Q-tip. Time for another one, because you saw how quickly that became absolutely nasty. I'm gonna use this side without any alcohol to try to clean up the speaker a bit more. Obviously it's never going to be 100% clean because, well, it might get, but it's probably going to get pretty close to that. It'll get relatively clean. Oh, there's a bit of alcohol inside the speaker. So I'm just going to wait for that to evaporate. But yeah, because this Game Boy is filthy. I'm probably not going to be using it anytime soon, so we'll have ample time to evaporate. But let's do these buttons and the power switch. Eventually I'm probably going to take out the screen and then just scrub down the entire casing. Probably not with alcohol, but like probably in like a nice soapy sink with like a toothbrush or something. And then we use that to scrub it down and hopefully clean it up. Oh goodness, this is disgusting. This is all filthy. But yeah, this is gonna help with appearance quite a lot. Let's use the dry end of it to try to clean up any remaining crap. But that right there is clean. Now it's time for the buttons. I'm just gonna scrub them a little bit. The buttons don't require nearly as much cleaning because they're not as dirty. But they're still kind of dirty. Now I'm gonna take, obviously I'll take all the plastic bits and stuff, and I'm gonna run them through like a nice bath with lots of soap and stuff, because alcohol probably isn't enough to clean it up fully. But yeah, I'd say that it's going pretty good. Let's see if the contacts have dried. Yeah, the contacts have dried. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get to cleaning these bits, because these bits are nasty. Yeah, I'm going to clean these. This one, oh, it's got a bunch of filth in that bit right there. Oh, it looks to be coming off okay. Focus. There we go. Let's do this side. This bit's kind of crusty looking. Can I clean that with the alcohol? Is that gonna work? Oh, it's working a little bit. So hopefully I'll be able to get this back to a more natural gray color rather than like gray brown. But yeah, that is, I should be wearing gloves for this, but that did come off a little bit. Now we got one of the triggers, which is very dirty. It's filthy. Look at that. Oh, that is cleaning up a bit. That is cleaning up. Right there. That is, let's get under that thing. Let's get, it's a bit difficult to get under there. But, yeah. Now, I'm going to do the rest off camera because, yeah. And then I'll clean the shell and stuff. Alright, so, I've cleaned up the buttons and the trim pieces and the triggers and stuff. They cleaned up kind of nicely, except some of them are a bit yellow. Probably from, like, the sun or something. But overall, they cleaned up quite nice. But yeah, I'm gonna do the shell now. I'm gonna clean up the shell. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out the screen, and might want to twist a little bit just to help loosen up the adhesive on the screen. And then I think you can just pry up here. Isn't working that well. Let's try this way. Alright, there we go. We got it to start. We got it to come out a little bit. And then we can just, there we go. And now we can basically pull out the screen. And there's this sort of adhesive here, and you want to keep that intact. Because, yeah, that's gonna help hold in the screen. And let's just set the screen aside. I've got a few fingerprints on it, so I'm gonna need some dust on it. Gonna need to clean it a bit. But now it's time to remove the screen lens. So we can just like kinda push out a little bit on the screen lens, sorry. But yeah, you might need a bit of alcohol to sort of weaken the adhesive so it doesn't like break, but you can see it's coming out. I'm going to... Do I need alcohol? I might not need it. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can... Alright, it's coming out. Maybe we can use the guitar pick to help. Alright, it's definitely coming loose. I don't really want to use alcohol because that may like completely destroy the adhesive. And I want to be able to stick it back on when I'm done. But yeah, there we go. We got the screen lens off. Let me just set it there. Now, this is just the shell now, basically. And you can see it's like sort of a little bit yellow, but I think it'll be fine as long as we clean off the filth and stuff. It should be fine. I shouldn't have to do anything else to make it less yellow. It's time to deal with the back bit. So I'm going to remove this bit of metal because I'm gonna like put it in the sink and clean it off. And I don't want this metal to rust because then it wouldn't look very nice. And yeah, and also that'd kind of defeat the purpose of the restoration because I'm trying to make it better. So yeah, I don't want this to rust, so I'm just gonna remove that. And this piece of metal is quite clean. It doesn't really need any sort of cleaning. But there are some battery terminals here, which it might be a good idea to remove them. I'm going to get a spudger, and I'm gonna I'm gonna try to push out those battery terminals. Just try to push them out. No, it's not working. Let me see if I can just pry them out. Can I? So I've figured it out. This bit right here, you need to stick something into there because there's a tab in there that basically keeps you from pulling out the battery terminals. That thing right there, you need to push that in with something so it'll come out. But now we have our shell completely separated from the rest of everything else, and I'm just going to take it to the sink and give it a good clean. Alright, so I got my shell and buttons, got my bubble bath going. I'm just going to clean the shell first, and then I'll scrub down some of the buttons. So let me get my toothbrush, and I'm just going to scrub it in the water. So just dip it in like that, and then I can scrub a bit, and that will definitely help clean it. the front part of my shell is finished, and I'm just going to set it here to dry. Now it's time to do the back part of my shell. Hopefully hopefully the water won't damage this label, but if it does, then so be it. But yeah, I'm just going to scrub in the battery terminal and everywhere else, and also in these screw holes because they seem to be quite dirty. But yeah, the front actually cleaned up very nicely. So yeah, this is actually working better than I expected. Alright, my back piece is done, and once again, this cleaned up quite nicely. This is actually looking pretty close to the original color now, which is quite good. Now it's time to do, now it's time, one of the buttons fell in, but now it's time to do some of these buttons right here. One just dropped one. But yeah, and also I'm gonna clean some of the button membranes because the button membranes are so kind of nasty. But see, these metal bits of the triggers, you might want to remove them because there is a possibility that they could rust. So just grab them with your finger and take them out. I'm just gonna put them over here. And I don't know, my buttons, they keep falling in. But yeah, just grab them with your finger and then yeah, just pull them out. But now it's time to clean the button membranes and all the trim pieces and the buttons and stuff. All the buttons are done, but now it's time to clean the button membranes, and this shouldn't take too long because there's only 3 of them. So yeah, I probably won't speed this one up, but yeah, you just scrub them down with the brush. There we go. This one's already clean. Now time for this one. Just dip it in the water. Just get some nice close-ups on that one. This one's clean. Now it's time for the start and select button, whatever. This one's quite small, so shouldn't take too long. You just scrub it down, and then the actual button membrane bit, the actual part that touches the contact. And there we go. Everything's clean. Now we can just wait for it to dry, and then I'll put it back together. Alright, so I'm back. I got my shell and all my buttons. And yeah, now it's time to reassemble it. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my screen lens back on. Just going to wipe it down with this to make sure that there are no fingerprints on the inside. Now it's time to put the screen lens back on. So let me take the front of the shell. I might have to use some sort of sticky tape for this. I'm going to have to use double-sided sticky tape to hold it in place. But hold on. So let me just apply a bit of pressure to that. And then, does it come out with minimal effort? Kind of. But I shouldn't be able to take it out if I'm on the outside of it. But now I have to wipe it down again because I'm a fool and I forgot that, I forgot that I'm not supposed to touch the screen on the inside because that makes fingerprints. And I won't be able to clean those fingerprints unless I take apart the Game Boy. But that right there is, I'd say that's good enough. Now it's time to put the screen back in. We just put it in like that. Oh, hold up. We need to, there we go. It's lined up. Now we just go like that to make sure it's stuck to the thing. Now we can put all our buttons back in. So yeah, let me put the start and select buttons in first, like that. Now the D-pad, put the D-pad in, like that. There we go. The D-pad is in. Now it's time to put in the A and B buttons. So there we go. Putting in the A and B buttons. And then here's my button membrane. Yeah. Now for the trim pieces. I kind of forget which one goes where. So I'm going to have to consult my other Game Boy Advance for that. I got my other Game Boy Advance. This side has like a weird notch in it. Probably for some sort of lanyard, but it goes on this side, and then this one obviously goes on that side. There we go. Just put that over there. But now it's time to put the motherboard back in. So that goes like that. There we go. Just lay it in there. Let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look around the front. That looks better than it did, I'll say. I still have to take these stickers off, which I will do in a bit. But put these in, and then we put the triggers in like that. And then this one. There we go. So I put the screws in. They go here and here. I think there's actually supposed to be a third one, but this one doesn't have it for whatever reason. But it still works. It still holds the motherboard in, so that's fine. But now it's time to put this little metal piece back in. We just put it in there. So that bit's in. Now we can put in the power switch, which I nearly forgot to do. So yeah, then that goes like that. Nice switch. Now it's time to put the ribbon cable back in, like that. And then we do these tabs to hold the ribbon cable in place. Now it's time to put the back on. There we go. Now it's time for the tri-wing screws. So let me find my bit. There we go. I think tri-wing number 00 screws, if I'm not mistaken. Then we just put them back in. Oh, that. There we go. Alright, now it's time for this screw, which goes right here. And it's not like the others because it's a Phillips head screw. So yeah, you have to change your bit to put this one in. I don't know why Nintendo couldn't have just made this one a tri-wing as well, but they made it a Phillips head for some reason. But now it's time to put the battery terminal thing back in, like that. And then there we go. Now it's time to put our batteries in. Got a battery door. Now let's see if it turns on. Yeah. Amazing. Now let's put Mario Kart Super Circuit in it. The buttons definitely work a lot better. Let's just play Quick Run, 50cc, random character. The triggers work. Yeah, everything seems to be working just fine. This time I can actually play it because, this time I can actually play it because the buttons finally work properly. But, yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Oh wait, I'm such a fool. I forgot to remove those stickers. I'm gonna have to use some alcohol or something to get them off. There we go. Time to remove that thing. And that one, let's try to remove this one. It's a shame because these are all paper-based stickers, so that means they're really annoying to get off. I should have done this earlier, but I forgot to. There we go. Now it's time to use some alcohol and a Q-tip to get that thing fixed. But yeah, I'm just gonna go like that, and that'll help strip off the sticker stickies. Oh, I don't want to get any alcohol in the screen lens because that might cloud it up. There we go, that's looking good. Now time to do the other one. That's better. Alright, now thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.